Brooks.
Hi, everybody. It was a heartbreaking Saturday evening at Baylor and in Waco, Texas, as Oklahoma State lost 14-10 to Baylor. But Pat Jones, maybe it portends some good things for the future.
Well, I think, John, it all depends on how our squad handles a tough loss, a close loss to a pretty good Baylor football team on the road. This was a heck of an interesting ball game to watch. I mean, we'll go into that throughout the replay, but a good crowd, great activity around the stadium, players getting after each other. It wasn't a perfect ball game by any stretch of the imagination by us or them, but I thought it was both teams played hard.
Well, we're going to look at all of that hard play and have some excitement for you when we return with the first half. Saturday night, Casey Stadium, Waco, Texas. Great evening for football. A little bit windy. The wind out of the northwest. You won the toss and then deferred and kicked off.
We ended up getting what we wanted out of the coin toss. The wind was a little bit of a factor. Sun was not. It was a little bit in pregame warm-up, but as you can see here, the sun has gone down. It's a little bit different for us in the Big Eight. The student body does not sit behind our bench, and we had the Baylor kids, and they were pretty vocal and pretty active, as they should be, and kind of added to it a little bit. We kick off. I thought our kick coverage squads, both kickoff and punt groups, did a little bit better job than we did in the opener. I thought we got after Baylor pretty good. You can see their freshman quarterback tries to throw deep early on. We knock it down. I thought both squads were ready to play. You can see they're running a shuffle pass out of shotgun. Their skill guys, both the two tailbacks, Brandell Jackson and Khalif Muhammad, had committed here to us one time early in recruiting, so they're guys that we are familiar with, good football players. Andre Richardson fields this punt on the run, and it got a little bit out of it. Here we open with a naked, a bootleg. Tony comes out, and this is kind of ugly looking stuff. I don't know, honestly, that was not a shuffle pass. We just kind of got out there and flipped it out a little bit carelessly, which we don't want to do. Now we come back and we throw to Denson. Their kid slips down, and Raphael is off to the races. They do a nice job of running him down around the 5-yard line, but Tony came back off play action and set up sharply and gunned this ball in there pretty good, like you ought to. Denson makes a nice catch. Again, a catch it should have been made, but like I say, their kid slips down, and Raphael is off. This is the kinds of thing that we need to get out of him.
Exactly. There's that 50-yard play you want out of him each week. You said it last week. You got it. Well, you want to get at least that out.
If we can get that kind of one of those plays out of him a ball game, we're going to have a chance to win. Come back, run naked. Dwayne Watts, one of our tight ends. Nice job of getting open. Nice job of Tony finding him. Oklahoma State is gone ahead here on the first possession. We didn't necessarily go in saying we're going to just throw the ball around a lot, but we have gotten a little bit better. We have improved over the open day, we think, as far as doing some things throwing and catch-wise. We still got a lot of things we got to get better at, but we did hit the long pass, came back and threw, touchdown, extra point. Oklahoma State's ahead of Baylor 7-0.
Now we get a chance to see the second Baylor series.
Well, Baylor has got a pretty powerful offensive football team. I tell you, this kid here, the freshman quarterback, is going to be a pretty good player for him. I really threw the ball around during the ball game a little bit better than we would have thought he might have. Baylor made some first downs, but as far as doing a whole lot right here, nice play, Trent Fisher, on when they tried to take the ball on the corner on the option. Okay, Baylor now is going to punt. They're kicking into a little bit of a wind. Okay, we get the fake the fair catch, ball goes into the end zone. Then we're going to take over here. Baylor, we thought going in, has a good defensive football team, and they do. David Thompson, John, I thought ran harder than I've ever seen him. Here's Joe Jefferson on a draw. A good job of Joe sticking it up in there. But
for the evening, he averages 4 yards a carry.
Well, he got poked in the eye at one point, and we played Andre Richardson, which we wanted to anyhow. Thought Andre did a nice job. Lucky that wasn't intercepted. But I thought as far as really hammering it up in there and running hard and really competing, I thought David did the best he has in his still young career. We get stopped, make up first downs. They got a little bit closer to us than want to. Greg Ivey, what a great job of punting the ball he did. Okay, pretty good job of our punt coverage guys getting after them down there. But Ivey, I think for 6 punts for the night, averaged 54 yards. He is really a good punter. and is going to be a good punter. Lewis Adams, they try to go deep again. Lewis Adams, his first interception as an Oklahoma State Cowboy. He's, again, a tailback who has got some running ability. This should do Lewis's confidence level a lot of good things. Again, now we come back, try to run the the reverse to Denson. Got a little bit of running room. Can't get the lineman out in front of him. It gets stopped. Okay, now here we come back with Tony get to scrambling around. Throw the ball in here. Did we catch that one? Yes. Did we? Yeah,
and
no.
Penalty,
okay, that's right. We had a penalty. That's right.
Yeah.
We clipped. That's right. We made Cheatwood
makes
a nice
catch. Yeah.
We got the catch, and we had a clipping penalty on the scramble. Joe Jefferson on the trap, make a little bit out. We came real close to breaking this several times. Tony Jones coming back off play action, throwing deep. Okay, this is the one right.
That's the one for Lofton. You know, if that ball bounces up just where he can get back underneath it, you maybe have 6.
Well, I couldn't see from the sideline where we were. I could see the ball was getting juggled around, and could hear our guys on the phone hollering, but their kid had it covered, and the ball just kind of bounced right out of his hands. But
they had a punt right there.
Yeah,
78-yarder.
78-yard punt. Now Baylor's pinned down in there.
What we did here, we kind of hopped through a couple of series because of a bunch of penalties, and we've got just under 2 minutes to go, and the Cowboys with the ball here late in the first.
Okay, quick screen to Denson, get a pretty good gain off of it, sneak and make it, come back and now run the counter. This is Andre Richardson in the ball game. That's a way to run hard, and that's a good job. Our guys getting around. Like this was a heck of a football game. Now
it was.
Andre's running hard. Baylor's getting after us. I mean, this thing is really the kind of the way that a ball game ought to be played. Certainly wish you'd have won it, but I thought it was a heck of a ball game.
Well, that was the end of the first, and then you start with the punt to start the second quarter.
We get stopped.
Got a pretty nice roll.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we did that first drive coming and saying we made a few first downs, got it out there where we could punt them down fairly deep in their own territory. They mishandled the exchange here, lose 10 yards. We're getting around the football pretty good. Okay, they run the draw play. We hit him. That was Langford right there. He continues to show up. What a big play guy he has become. We run a stunt, you can see, and Langford gets turned loose. Tackles Muhammad for no gain. We've got Baylor backed up. Baylor had a good-looking offensive line. I thought their guys were big, which we knew coming in, and fairly physical.
Now watch this catch right here. That was very, very close. You know, if they're punting from the end zone if they don't connect with
Well,
that.
again, I told one of our coaches this day, I said, you know how you can tell whether they catch the ball or not is whether that guy waves both arms and goes up there and spots it. Right. So it really, regardless of what we think is a
end of argument,
End
right?
of argument, case closed there. But you're right. They got a first down out there. We get them stopped. Now they punt the ball again. Okay, you know, we ruled him down right there, Andre Richardson. Okay, here we're coming out. First down. Got a little sprint pass called. That happened right kind of in line with me. That would have been a tough catch on Raphael's part. Yeah. Okay, nice job off bootleg. Jeff Grenier, who has got pretty good hands for a fullback. Nice catch, nice run, first down. Here's David Thompson. You can see right here he's really exploding, accelerating, and using that burst he's got. Jumps outside right now.
Nice run.
Good run here. Good run. I mean, both green shirts and the white shirts are really getting after each other. Sweep again. We ran the sweep a little bit more effectively than we had thought going in, and I still do think Baylor's got a pretty good football team. So, okay, here's Andre Richardson. Andre's running hard. This guy, and we say this repeatedly, he is really going to be a good football player. Okay, this is a big play right here. We're down on there in the field, run a sprint pass. Again, that happened kind of in line with us over there. Trying to throw it over one of them and overthrew the intended receiver. They intercept. Okay, come out, and now Baylor's got the ball. That was really crucial because we're down there on about inside their 30-yard line. Good job defense getting around the football, really with the exception of the two big plays that occur here. Then we need to tackle a little bit. Muhammad is pretty good back. At least Javon gets up, Langford gets up and chases him down again. But Muhammad has got some make you miss in him. He's pretty good little tailback. Okay, here we go now. Baylor's driving, comes down, give the ball to the fullback, not much. They've got the wind at their back. What wind's going on? To give the ball to the fullback again, not much. They jump in their shotgun, come back in here, try to throw it. He holds the ball a little bit. We've got him covered. It's overthrown. All right, they come in with the field goal. One of our jumpers, I think, Link Harden, who can jump. We knock him back, and
or maybe Lorenzo Green.
It could one of the two. Somebody in there that can jump. I'd asked that question after the ball game. No one was real sure, but we block it, so we go into the at halftime with a 7-0 lead.
And we're going to look at the second half. It is an exciting one when we return. Pretty darn good first half for the Cowboys at Waco on Saturday night. Let's get to the second half with the lead. Here's the kickoff.
Our decision, we elected to take the ball. They kick it out of the end zone. We're going to start here on our 20-yard line. Now, again, we hammer out a few first downs down here. You see Thompson they're running hard. They're tackling hard. Counterplay. Here's David. Let's see what we get out here. They've got it played outside. Not much, but he's spinning it and making positive yards.
That extra strength's making a big difference for him.
Extra strength, extra year. We run the option. Nice job of Tony executing. David gets a little bit loose down the sideline. We've got a chance here. Okay, we had a little bit more of this. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, here we come back out. Play action. Same one we hit earlier to Grenier. Again, the best thing we did coming out of the start of the second half was knock out some first downs. Again, and try to maintain or sustain a little bit of the momentum that we went in halftime, which we did, as opposed to just going 3 and out and letting Baylor have the ball around midfield. Again, Ivy comes in, does a great job of punting the ball. They called us for being too close to the catcher, which it looked to me like we were, but they're still around the 21-yard line. Run up inside on the counter, they get nothing. Here's Baylor coming back. They bobble the snap. He comes out. It looked like a couple of times this happened and ball never hit the ground. To Baylor's credit, they only turned the ball over one time. Did not have had one interception and no fumbles. We had 2 interceptions. Okay, now they start knocking us around a little bit. Looked like to me in here with some of this stuff. Now here comes Langford. They run play action. Langford gets turned loose from the backside or beats the backside block and
we get to see it again.
Here we go, right there. Yeah, this is a guy again that should make these kinds of plays. He's got to show up doing this kind of stuff. So we've stopped Baylor. They're going to punt us. We're not going to have very good field position, but we have stopped them. Let's get out of the way, Lewis Adams, number 2. Don't be hanging around that ball down in there. You can see, come back and run the sweep to Thompson. Not much. Baylor's got it well played. Come back and run a little bit of play action here. Throw it back to Denson. Boy, he almost got away from that. Almost got away from that. Okay, trap to Joe Jefferson. This is a nice run right in here. Good job, Joe Jefferson. Here we go here. Alan Orts. Boom. Nice job of Allen getting around in. That's not an easy maneuver for a big lineman to come in there and seal a linebacker. Ended up trapping him. And nice job, Alan Orts. Nice job, Joe Jefferson. And kind of we're on the move again. Sprint pass. Okay, throw it. They tipped the ball out of bounds. I've said this repeatedly, but Baylor's got a physical football team. Okay, we give the ball off to Jefferson right there on trap. Gets stopped again, but we have driven the ball out around midfield. So we're going to obviously give Baylor poor field position. They fair catch it around their 7-yard line. Run this little sweep. See, we had a couple of several missed tackles in here. I thought this was crucial from the standpoint that it kind of allowed them to get breathing room to now throw this play action pass. They get inside the corner and hit it. They've really done nothing other than this to speak of. But I do think the sweep that we did miss some tackles on was big from the standpoint that it gave them, they're probably not going to throw that pass out inside their own 10-yard line, give them a little bit of room. They are now. The score is tied at 7. Let's see how we respond to it. All right, Jeroy Johnson, who is a pretty good little old special teams guy. We had moved him from receiver to corner. Good player on special teams. Okay, Thompson gets hit, but you can see he's running through tackles and running tough and running strong and coming back. Okay, here's Tony, looks one way, comes back, throws this slant in to Chris Lofton. Boy, that's well executed. This is something we used to be able to do fairly effectively and haven't in the last several years, is throw that slant. Okay, Tony comes back. Well, I don't know how they almost intercepted this ball, and Dwayne Watts, who really played well, caught the first touchdown pass, catches it. Now we're into the fourth quarter. Here's Tony on the option, kicks it out to David Thompson. Nice job. We're moving on down the field. We have responded to good. They hit us late. We get a penalty. We have responded directly to their long touchdown.
Exactly. This
is where we get them. There's a big call here. We're trying to run on first sound and apparently didn't get set and kind of rolled out of it. But we responded to their touch to the long pass. Whereas I think this club a year ago might have gone in the tank a little bit. We come right back out and drive the ball down here on the option. Come on, explode through that just a little bit. See, he almost comes out of that. We got to get to where we can make that play right there and go score. Joe Jefferson down into the 3-yard line. Come back and run it again and thought they were going to give us what we wanted. They didn't. They stop us. Lost Vaughn comes in, kind of hit a line shot and all. Us didn't hit that in real purely, but it goes through. Now Oklahoma State is ahead 10-7 in the fourth quarter.
You said it, Pat. I mean, you answered an 81-yard touchdown throw against you and came right back down the field.
Well, I think that's where, and I will give Baylor credit here too, because they're doing the same thing. That's why this was, again, a heck of a football game.
And here's the killer right here.
Yeah, see, we miss a tackle. Lewis Adams misses tackle. Johnny Jones, who has had a little bit of a hamstring problem, the big old tight end just kind of stiff arms him.
Well, he's got 100 pounds on him.
Oh, yeah, he's a big guy.
267.
2 plays, John, they had 150. They had, I think, 369, 370 yards total offense. 2 plays. For half of that. Big plays, obviously a part of any ball game.
They have 72 yards passing. You can't take the plays away, but if you take them away, that's what they have.
Well, if the thing about it, even if they just make appreciable gains and not go for long ones. Okay, now we're coming back out here and throw this. See, we're still battling back. This thing is not over with yet. Come back out, and Tony does a nice job of keeping his poise, hitting this. Now we run a counter play to Thompson. See, he's still fighting and clawing and scratching. We come back out, try to run a slant and throw it over. Get in the shotgun. Okay, drop the ball. Tony comes out. I thought we panicked. I thought Tony kind of panicked a little bit there. We've worked on this shotgun and have really done it fairly cleanly in practice. Drop the snap, pick it up, and I think, again, panicked a little bit and just flung the ball out there, which we got to get better at.
While you came back offensively a couple of times, here defensively, I thought you came back well right here because, I mean, they can put you away right here if you don't do what happens.
Well, I was a little bit concerned in some of what we do tactically against some option teams will give them a chance with the fullback if they can hit it. They got in there a couple of times. Now, we stiffened pretty good. Link Harden, good job. They've got the ball on the 5-yard line. Nothing. Give the ball. This was a real crucial because they've got a chance to knock us out. Boy, good play right there to Lorenzo Green to keep him from scoring. They get a motion penalty down in here. Fourth quarter, again, things are happening. Now they try to throw a fade. We've got it covered. He throws it out of the end zone. They come in and miss this field goal. Miss it here. So a great job defense of getting them stopped after the interception. All right, now we didn't move much. We didn't move much there. Now this is where, again, I thought this was longest run of the night.
And there's just under 5 minutes to go in the game.
Okay, so they make 2 runs here that allow them to, at worst, punt us way down there when we do stop them. That was where I think defensively we might have had just a little bit of a lag down there. But now we come back and hit them for no gain. Norman Williams, Javon Laker, 2 minutes left in the game.
Now here's an interesting punt here.
Well, this was on the side totally away from us.
There was some thought, obviously, that it went into the end zone. They rule that the ball's at the 2. I mean, you're starting from the 2 instead of the 20.
Oh, yeah. Well, here again, I don't know if there's anybody that can tell. Certainly we couldn't from time. We try to throw it in. Now we get an interference call. Good call here. We get interference. So there's 2 minutes left in the ball game. We're into 2-minute drill. We're taking a few chances and doing this. Avoid the rush. All right. Nice job, Cheatwood. Good job here. We've got time. There's time enough. Not a lot of time, but there's time to win this game. Okay, now come back and throw. Can't hit it there. All right, here we go. Now on the sprint pass. Tony's coming out. They scrape a linebacker. Let's run tough. Again, run through that one guy. Run through him.
Now you got fourth.
This is the third down, I believe.
Third down.
And what we thought at this particular time that we could run an option and make a big play. Now this was actually a play that we have worked on as far as a 2-minute, 2-point try. I thought we had it. We thought, again, we were going to, from that spot, I didn't think we were going to get it.
Yeah. I mean, you're 6 inches from the first down.
It was really less than that. It was about 2.
Was it?
But from the standpoint of, we thought we had a minute left. We thought, hey, we could, number one, we could make a big play with the option and still have a chance to make the first down. We could have still won the ball game. Baylor gets it back, runs out, the clock, game's over.
We've got our feature ahead and a couple of other notes when we return.
Hello, this is Jerry. Can I help you? Hey, Brad, what's going on?
An impressive figure when you think about it. 120,000 Oklahoma State alumni across the nation, 15,000 in the state of Texas alone. On our campus feature, Tom Dorado talks with the man who stays in touch with all of them.
Dr. Jerry Gill was a standout strong safety for the Cowboys back in the mid-'60s. A 3-year starter, he graduated in 4 years. As current executive director of the Oklahoma State Alumni Association, Gill clearly understands how important athletics can be when maintaining communication with former OSU students and friends of the university.
Sure, it gives tremendous visibility to the university. I think this last weekend at Waco, for example, would be a good case. We had hundreds of alumni from Dallas-Fort Worth area, from South Texas and Houston area come up, visited with us, had an opportunity to meet our new president, Halligan. But it's an opportunity for them to find out about the university, what's going on, academics, as well as athletics. It's a great opportunity for the university.
Jerry said it, and that's one of the reasons you have intercollegiate athletics, and this was a great example in Waco. We had a large turnout. We exposed Oklahoma State to a lot of our people, not only in Texas, but throughout the Southwest.
All right, next week it is Tulsa. We know that'll be a dandy.
Well, the last two seasons have gone right down to literally the last play of the ball game. Emotional, tough, need to have a good week. Looking forward to playing at home.
And you'll get a chance to see it with us next week on The Pat Jones Show. Thanks so much.